Hi everyone, this is Tausif. Good evening to you all. Black Friday, almost the end of the day. I'm doing another live stream. I did a live stream earlier today. This is my second live stream of the day. And happy to be here in front of you. Very interesting topic that I'm going to be talking about today. As you can see from the title of the live stream, it is Who is ahead in the race for the Democratic nomination for president in 2028? Okay, my friends, who do you think will get the Democratic nomination for president in 2028? Okay, I'm not asking you to make a prediction about who is going to win in 2028, because if we want to talk about that, then we have to talk about who's going to be the Republican nominee, who's going to be the Democrat nominee, and then who's going to win eventually, okay? General election. We're not going to go that far. We just want to talk about who you think will win the Democratic nomination for president, okay? I understand that this question should actually be asked to those who are on the left. And as you know, there are many liberal viewers on this channel. That's right. I'm a conservative. I'm a Republican. A lot of my friends are solid conservatives. They're very, very strong Republicans. But then we also have a lot of liberals who tune in for these live streams because I see them commenting. I see them commenting in the live chat. They are quite vocal about their political views, about their opinions. There's no doubt about that. So to the people on the left who are watching this, to the liberals who are watching this, I want to ask you this question. Who do you think will get the Democratic nomination for president 2028? All right? By the way, I'm seeing a lot of friends tuning in already. It's always great to see them. We got our friends Frank and Kay Cooper, and there are others, I believe. Okay? Frank and Kay, and others will be joining us soon. So, my friends, the folks who are on the left listening to me right now, if you are a liberal, if you consider yourself to be a Democrat voter, and you're listening to me right now, well, it's good. Because if you're listening, I hope that you will have some meaningful input for this conversation. This is a unique opportunity, my friends. My friends on the left, all right? If you're listening, we want your input. Because we want to ask you who you think will be the Democratic nominee in 2028. All right? Why don't you go ahead and share your thoughts, okay? I know I look a little exhausted. That's because I've got this real serious cold that I'm dealing with. You can probably tell from my facial expression. I'm dealing with a cold. Please excuse me for that. It's not under my control. What can I say? I'm trying to get some rest and I'm trying to feel better, but I still thought this would be such an interesting topic to discuss. Because, you know, people know this. People know from my hat where I stand. I believe in the America First agenda. I believe in making America great again. I'm on the right. I'm on the red team. The Republican team, that's me. But I thought this would be a unique opportunity to ask our friends on the left, who's going to be your candidate? All right? Who's going to be your candidate? Who do you think is going to become the Democratic nominee for president in 2028? To our liberal friends, we want to hear from you. I guess you could provide two answers. Two answers. One, you could say who you would like to see become the Democratic nominee in 2028. And then the other is who you think is going to get the nomination. Now, there's a difference. There's a difference that I want you to understand. Let's say you want AOC to be the presidential nominee. That's what you want. Let's say, for example, you desperately want AOC to be the nominee for president. But you realize that it's not going to be AOC, and you think, you know what, practically, I think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. See, there are two answers. One is who you would like to see become the presidential nominee from the Democrat side. And the second is who you think is actually going to get the nomination. Could be the same person, could be two different people. Let's say you want AOC, but you think Gavin's going to get the nomination. Let's say you want AOC and you think AOC is actually going to get the nomination. So there are two different ways of looking at this process. I mean, remember 2016, a lot of people supported Bernie in 2016, Bernie Sanders. A lot of people, they were saying, feel the burn, it's going to be Bernie. They wanted Bernie in 2016. But they knew that although they want Bernie, that Bernie is not going to get the nomination because the system is rigged in favor of Hillary. So they want Bernie, but they knew that Hillary is going to get the nomination. So all the super delegate stuff, I mean, crazy drama. Remember, did you forget? I hope you did not. The Democrat Party elite machine rigged in favor of Hillary. It was 2016. Same thing in 2020. What did they do? Not 2020. 2024. What did they do? The Democrat Party machine. They didn't offer a selection process. They just gave it to, after Joe Biden dropped out, they just gave it to Kamala. Anyway, so let me ask you this. Who would you like to see become the Democrat nominee for president in 2028? There are so many choices you have. So many choices, lots of choices. None of the choices are good, but you still got a lot of choices. Now let me go through the names one by one. Let's do this, all right? Who would you like to see become the Democrat nominee for president in 2028? Gavin Newsom. Do you think it's going to be Gavin Newsom? Who thinks it's going to be Gavin Newsom? If you think it's going to be Gavin Newsom, just say Gavin. Gavin Newsom, he's term limited. He cannot run for governor for a third term, so he's thinking about his future plans. He's got a podcast now. It's likely that he is going to run. If you have been observing him, you know he's probably going to run. Do you think it's going to be Gavin Newsom? He's trying to be very active on social media to try to be visible. The more he tweets, or, you know, it's not called Twitter anymore, the more he posts on X, the more likes and shares and reposts there will be. He knows that. And he's using the social media engine to reach more people. He's trying his level best to criticize our great president, Donald J. Trump. And the purpose of Gavin doing so is that he wants to be the Democrat nominee for president in 2028. He's trying to get a An early start. Gavin Newsom, that's right. So do you think it's going to be Gavin Newsom? Let me know in the live chat, all right? Do you think it'll be Kamala Harris? Do you think it's going to be Kamala? Kamala Harris. I do not understand why any Democrat would want Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee again. But there are people out there who want that for whatever reason. I don't know. They want Kamala. Although, I feel very confident when I say this. If Kamala wins the Democrat Party nomination, the Democrats are losing once again in 2028. There's no way Kamala is going to win. Not after the massive loss that she had in 2024, November 2024. Kamala had the celebrities supporting her, but she lost. What a miserable defeat it was. What a miserable defeat. So anyone who's thinking that, oh, the first time it didn't work out, the second time it will. No, it will not. Kamala, if she gets the Democrat Party nomination, good for the Republicans, good for us, because Kamala is going to lose. I said that loud and clear. And if you are a Democrat, you know this as well. If you're still trying to make the case for Kamala, then you are basically denying reality. You are rejecting reality. If you think Kamala is going to win, if she becomes the nominee. All right. Is it going to be J.B. Pritzker? Is it going to be J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois? J.B. Pritzker. He's definitely trying to position himself that way. J.B., failed governor of Illinois, but that's not going to stop him from running for president. I don't know if he's going to run or not, but I think he will. I think he will. J.B. Pritzker, one of the most dysfunctional states in the United States, that's Illinois. And it breaks my heart when I say that, because Illinois is supposed to be the land of Abraham Lincoln. We call it the land of Lincoln. It's right next door. I live in Wisconsin. Illinois is an hour away. If I start driving now, in an hour by car, I will be at the Illinois border. That's how close it is. I got many friends in Illinois, many strong Republicans in Illinois, great people, wonderful people, kind people, freedom-loving Americans. My friends in Illinois. But when you look at the overall politics in that state, it's dominated by the Democrats. And my friends in Illinois are trying their best to mobilize and to try to spread the message of freedom. My Republican friends there, they're amazing people. But the Democrat machine is very, very strong in that state. It's sad what the Democrats have done to Illinois, what is supposed to be the land of Lincoln. But now, Illinois is a completely dysfunctional state. And J.B. Pritzker, the failed governor of a dysfunctional state, may likely run for president in 2028. My friends, is it going to be J.B. Pritzker? Is it going to be Pete Buttigieg? Is it going to be Pete Buttigieg, the failed Secretary of transportation under Joe Biden. Pete Buttigieg. Mayor Pete, they used to call him. Mayor Pete. That was his name. And now you can call him failed Transportation Secretary Pete. No longer Mayor Pete. You can call him the worst transportation secretary in the history of the United States, Pete. Is he going to run for president? He may. Of course, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, how can we forget? Is she going to run? AOC. AOC, you think AOC is going to run? That's one of the choices in the live chat, my friends. You can see I have asked you the following question, and this question should make our liberal friends very, very excited. I said, who is going to get the Democratic nomination for president in 2028? Is it going to be Gavin Newsom? Is it going to be Kamala Harris? Is it going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Or you think it's going to be someone else? Do you think it's going to be AOC? Only 11% so far have said AOC. Kind of shocking, huh? Kind of shocking. I thought it's going to be like 60% saying AOC, because we know how far left the Democrat Party has gone. The Democrat Party, the socialists have infiltrated the Democrat Party, and the socialists are taking the Democrat Party further and further and further to the left. So I thought, after I put up this question, I thought that 60% of the people are going to say, oh, it's going to be AOC. AOC, socialist. But it's only 11%. I am shocked to see that. Does that mean that there's not enough support for AOC? Oh, somebody just wrote Jasmine Crockett. Oh my God. I have nothing more to say. I have nothing more to say. I'm just going to shut up now. Somebody just mentioned Jasmine Crockett. Are you trying to suggest that Jasmine Crockett is going to get the Democratic nomination for president in 2028? Is that what you're saying? That it's going to be Jasmine Crockett? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. What else am I going to say now? There's nothing more to say. If you think that Jasmine Crockett is going to get the Democratic nomination for president, oh, there's nothing more to add. Anyway, let's continue. Jasmine, Salerno is laughing out loud. Salerno, that's right. We gotta laugh out loud when you say, and whoever it was that said Jasmine Crockett. I don't know if it was a serious comment or a joke, but think about it. Think about it. The Democrat National Convention taking place in 2028. The DNC, wherever it's going to be taking place, I don't know. Does anyone know where it's going to be held? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The DNC taking place. And think about it. Think about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett up on stage accepting the Democratic presidential nomination. Jasmine Crockett with her running mate, whoever that may be. Jasmine Crockett. I was going to discuss a lot of people. I had a lot of names that I wrote down that I'm going to go through one by one. I did not mention Jasmine Crockett, but somebody here did. Unbelievable. Oh, anyway, let's move forward. And we're going to see if it's Jasmine Crockett or not. How about Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan? Anyone from Michigan in the live chat? anyone from Michigan watching this. If you are, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Gretchen Whitmer? Especially our friends on the left. You love Gretchen Whitmer. Would you like to see Gretchen Whitmer as the presidential nominee from the Democrat Party? I don't think she's going to get it. I don't think so. I don't think Gretchen Whitmer is going to get it. Anyway, Tim Walz from Minnesota, the failed vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz. That's who we are talking about. He's still the governor of Minnesota. If you thought that Tim Walz lost and he just retired or, went somewhere far, far away from politics, that's not the case, because he's still the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. But I don't understand why this guy's name is still being discussed. He's a total failure. And I think the Democrats know that too. I mean, be honest. Be honest. I'm talking to the Democrats who are watching this. Be honest. Do you really think Tim Walz can get the Democratic nomination for president? Be honest with yourself. Our Democrat friends, our friends on the left, the Democrats who are watching this live stream, be honest with yourself. You know this as well, that Tim Walz is an absolute failure as a governor. There's no way that he's going to get anywhere close to the Democratic nomination. The Democrats are going to reject Tim Walz. They're going to say, Tim, you had your shot and you lost. You couldn't even become the VP. You're not going to be the president. We're not going to give you the nomination. Anyway. All right. The next name that I'm going to mention, this is an interesting one. And let me tell you, you cannot guess this name. Maybe you can. I've talked about this guy before, but not in a while. The next name that I'm going to mention, who can guess the name that I'm about to mention? It's a Democrat. Can you make a guess? It's a Democrat. Pretty high profile. Maybe his name is not being mentioned as much today, but this is someone who held a wide variety of positions in government. Let me give you a clue. This is a friend of Barack Obama. Tell me whose name I'm about to mention. Not Biden. No, Biden's not even in the list. I gave you the biggest clue. This is a friend of Barack Obama. Not Bernie, Kay. Not Bernie. Not Bernie. Not Bernie. Think again. Think again. Somebody who has been in multiple positions of power in the past. Who can make a guess? I'm going to give you another clue. Think Chicago. Think Chicago. Think Chicago. I've probably given you the biggest clue. I told you this is a guy who is Barack Obama's friend, and I also give you the clue, Chicago. Who am I talking about? All right, I'm going to give you maybe a few more seconds, then I'll give you the name. All right. Not Oprah. Not Oprah. I told you it's a guy. It's a guy. It's a guy. You want to try again? No, no, no. I'm not seeing that name. All right. Rahm Emanuel. That's right. Rahm Emanuel. Friend of Barack Obama. Former mayor of Chicago. Also served as a U.S. ambassador. Served in Congress. He was the White House chief of staff. Rahm Emanuel, that's right. Very interesting. Very, very high profile. I think he's perhaps the highest profile person in the list, if you ask me. Of course, you could say, oh, the highest profile person in the list of possible Democrat candidates is Kamala Harris because she was the vice president. And Rahm Emanuel was not the vice president ever. But we all know that Kamala Harris did not do a thing while she was the VP. She didn't do anything. Just 4 years went by. She didn't do anything. What has she accomplished? Nothing. So she had the title of vice president, but she didn't do anything. She even couldn't give a speech properly. She even couldn't complete an interview properly. So, Kamala Harris, if you say she's the highest profile person in the list, that's not exactly true. But Rahm Emanuel, I think, is the highest profile person. He was the White House chief of staff. He was the mayor of Chicago. He served as a U.S. ambassador. He was in Congress also. He served in many roles. So Rahm Emanuel. And he's not one of the new guys. All right? You see the new people. You see the new radical left, like you see AOC, and then that name somebody just mentioned. Every time I mention Jasmine Crockett's name, I gotta laugh. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Pete Buttigieg. These are all the new folks, all right? But Rahm Emanuel is not new. He's a seasoned politician, very experienced. So Rahm Emanuel, if he jumps into the race, the presidential race, do you think he's going to end up getting the Democrat Party nomination? It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Anyway, others on the list. Let's talk about some other folks. Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania. Do you think Josh Shapiro has a chance of winning the Democrat Party nomination? I don't think he will perform well if he runs. Josh Shapiro. This guy is not charismatic, and I just don't see him getting the support required to get the Democrat Party nomination. I don't think he'll perform well if he runs. Josh Shapiro. What about Wes Moore? Ever heard the name Wes Moore? Did you ever hear the name of Wes Moore? Do you know anything about this guy? Tell me. Wes Moore, that's right. Governor of Maryland. We hardly know anything about this guy, except that he's the governor of Maryland. What are his accomplishments? Does he have any? Wes Moore. I don't think he's going to win. And now, the next name that I'm going to mention is a very interesting one. Very interesting one, all right? One that you probably are not anticipating hearing. I'm going to give you a clue. This is a guy from out west. This is a guy from California. Very interesting name. Somebody whose name is not very widely mentioned, but still he's out there. He has a presence, and he's trying to find his way into the limelight. Do you know who I'm talking about? I just gave you a clue. California. No, I'm not seeing. I am not seeing anyone mentioning that name. All right. Ro Khanna. Ever heard about Ro Khanna? California congressman? You got to keep an eye on him, Ro Khanna. I believe that he's trying to make some strategic moves to make his way into national limelight. You might be saying, Ro Khanna, toss it. He has no chance. No one's even talking about Ro Khanna. So why do you bring up his name, my friends? You got to look beyond the obvious. When everyone's busy talking about Gavin Newsom and AOC and Kamala Harris and J.B. Pritzker, you have to look at other possibilities. Sometimes people take things for granted. So Gavin Newsom may be taking things for granted. He may be thinking, oh, he's got it. He's the governor of California. People know about this guy. Oh, Gavin Newsom has a much better shot. J.B. Pritzker might be thinking, oh, he's the governor of Illinois. He has a better chance. AOC might be thinking she's got national profile. It'll be easy for her. But do not underestimate Ro Khanna, California congressman. I think his strategy is that of being slow and steady. Slow and steady. I think that's what Ro Khanna is doing. He's being slow, but he's being steady. He's not making a big impact. He's not some kind of social media sensation. He's not some superstar political figure who does something and everyone starts talking about it and he goes viral. He's not like that. He's also not like Cory Booker, who tries to make some kind of a statement by giving a 24 or 25 hour long speech like, oh, I want all the attention, all the cameras on me, I'm going to be speaking here for 25 hours. That's not Ro Khanna's strategy. He's slow and steady. That's why I say don't underestimate Ro Khanna. You got to keep an eye on him. He's making the strategic moves. And given that he's from California, he's probably going to get a lot of California celebrity funding if he decides to run. Right now, it doesn't seem like he's got national popularity, but believe me, he's being slow and steady. In fact, let me tell you this. Last year, Ro Khanna was in Wisconsin. That's right. The guy from California came all the way to Wisconsin. He visited University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. Okay? It's in the northern part of the state. He visited Eau Claire to talk to students. Now, of course, at the time, it seemed that he was there to campaign for Joe Biden because Biden was still in the race at the time that Ro Khanna visited. But I think there was dual purpose why Ro Khanna visited Wisconsin. Number one, the obvious one, he was here to campaign for Biden, but I think he was also here for his own benefit. He was trying to become more familiar with a swing state. He was trying to feel people's pulse. Here in Wisconsin, the political pulse, he was trying to make his road into a swing state, thinking about the future. So pay attention to what Ro Khanna says and what he does, because I think he's going to be one of those names that suddenly get a lot of media attention before a crucial election. So you may not hear much about him now, but maybe in 2028, people are going to be talking about him. By the way, J.B. Pritzker was also in Wisconsin not that long ago. JB came here and spoke at an event at Memorial Union in Madison. That's on campus, UW, University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. But we already know that JB is very likely going to be running for president. So not a surprise. So who would you like to see become the Democrat presidential nominee? I've mentioned so many names. I've talked about Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, J.B. Pritzker, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, Rahm Emanuel, Wes Moore, Ro Khanna. And if you're still saying toss, if it's not going to be any of these people, well, let me expand the list. How about Kathy Hochul? How about Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York? Well, she has a gubernatorial election that's coming up in 2026. So Kathy Hochul is probably going to have to focus on that first. But if she wins that gubernatorial race, then she might think about running for president in 2028. Who knows? But if she loses that gubernatorial race, then she probably will not run in 2028. Okay, what about Andy Beshear? Anyone? What about Andy Beshear? I don't even know why this guy's name comes up. Andy Beshear. I don't know why his name is in the list, but I guess you can't underestimate anyone. Andy Beshear, governor of Kentucky. You think he's going to run for president? You think he's going to run? Anyway, there are many names. There are many other names, okay? But don't tell me that Stacey Abrams is going to make a comeback. Don't tell me, listen, if you tell me, toss, if you missed a name, it's going to be Stacey Abrams. Oh my God. No way. Stacey Abrams doesn't have a chance of winning the Democrat Party nomination in 2028. Trust me. Okay? Trust me. It's not going to be Stacey Abrams. So I asked you who you would like to see as the Democratic nominee. Now let me ask you, who do you think the Democratic nominee will be actually? Maybe it's a candidate you like. Maybe it's a candidate who's not your first choice. I was looking at some polls, and here are the results. So let's discuss the results. Martin saying Hillary again. You really think so, Martin? You really think so? You think Hillary again? All right. I was looking at some polls. Democratic presidential nomination. Real Clear polling average favors Newsom with 25.8%. Kamala Harris with 20%. Pete Buttigieg with 11.5%. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez with 8.5%. Pritzker with 5.5%. Josh Shapiro with 3.7%. Tim Walz with 3.3%. Andy Beshear with 2.5%. Cory Booker with 2.5%. And Gretchen Whitmer is still there, 1.3%. So Newsom clearly is leading Gavin Newsom, that's right. Gavin Newsom is leading in the polls. So who do you think it's going to be? Let me look at the live chat and the poll question. Who is going to get the Democratic nomination for president in 2028? 44% said Gavin Newsom so far. 7% says Kamala Harris. 9% says AOC. 41% says someone else. So there's a big portion. There's a big group of people saying someone else. Not Gavin, not Kamala, not AOC, someone else. All right. So let me know who it'll be. Let me know who you think it'll be. All right. All right, my friends. Big question. Who's going to get the Democrat Party nomination? But here's something I'll tell you. Whoever it is, whether it's AOC, whether it's Kamala Harris, whether it's Gavin Newsom, whether it's J.B. Pritzker, Buttigieg, Rahm Emanuel, Wes Moore, Ro Khanna, whoever it may be, I hope that person, I hope the Democrat Party nominee loses, because we, the Republicans, will have to win again in 2028. All right? So, my friends, that's all I have for today. Second live stream today. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so very much. I'm going to keep the live stream short because, as you can tell, I've got a cold, so I have to go drink another cup of tea, okay, with some honey, with some cardamom, with some cinnamon, with some clove. Make it a very healthy beverage, okay, by adding some very, very natural ingredients, beneficial for health overall. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make another cup of tea, and then I'm going to get some rest. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so very much. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a great Black Friday. Small Business Saturday is coming up. That's tomorrow. So wherever you are, support your small businesses, my friends. I would appreciate that. The small businesses will appreciate that. They'll thank you. And that's all I have for today. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. It's good to see you all. I know lots of friends are watching this. Sorry I could not acknowledge each and every one of you individually by name, but you know I appreciate you all very, very much. So I'm going to go get some rest. Thanks for tuning in. Big question mark. Who's going to win the Democrat Party nomination? We don't know, but clearly Gavin Newsom, as of now, is leading. More to come on that. More will be discussed on this topic. Thank you, my friends. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. And remember, my friends, together, we will make America great again. Thanks so very much. Have a wonderful night. And I'm going to see you again very soon.